Hello, my reviews. This is Sofia for WTF Moments, Season 4, Episode 4. Pin the blame on the Genie. Sorry for me going out late, but anyways, roll the intro. I was a girl in the village doing alright. I became a princess overnight. Now I gotta figure out how to do it right. So much to learn and see. Up in the castle with my new family. In a school that's just for royalty. A whole enchanted world is waiting for me. It's gonna be my time. Show my I'm Sophia the First. So starts off with King Roland the Second and King Habib, they were in Tengu, and he says, we have some time before our trade discussions begin. King Roland, is there anything you'd like to do? So, well, I'd like to go to Marketplace. I would like to get a new shawl for Miranda. And Sophia says she'd like to visit her Genie friend Kazeem. And then I hear this guy, Kazeem, the mischievous Genie? That's not nice. I mean, this guy's never been met, because as far as I'm concerned, he has. I don't know, maybe he has. But, they says, you must excuse my royal wizard, Omar. He's not fond of genies. Why should I? Magic is serious. Genies are silly. Magic is serious business. Royal wizards like me are serious. Oh, royal wizards are serious. Okay. And they says, that, she says, well, he seems on the Genie Patrol. He takes that very seriously. Yeah. And then, he comes with this rug motorcycle thing. Is boom. Oh my gosh. And then, he goes, I arrest my case. Kazeem, he goes, can't announce via Genie Patrol bill. Biz. A rogue genie is on the, is loose and breaking all the Genie rules. Yikes. If only Kazeem did that. So then, he goes, who has a wish for Ali Bobo? It's a wish for you to make me a birthday cake. He honestly said, don't do it, it's a trap. This reminds me of Will Smith. I'm going to explain why. I remember he says, when he says, make me a prince. And there's a lot greater and make me a prince. I could just make you prince. He says, oh no, Ryan, you become to that the rest of your life. So yeah, I kind of get what he means there. He turns him into a birthday cake. He said, this is not what I meant. He said, pull out right, Bobo. He goes, no chance. And they tell these stop, red light, stop sign. And his arm goes really long direction. He goes, you can't escape the long arm of the law. So he says, great work, Jim Patrolman. And then he says, I leave Bobo in their house to have fun. It gets to have fun. He says, no one says you can't have fun, Bobo. You just gotta follow the rules. And he has this large one. He goes, sorry, jumps on the scroll, pulls her close. And then he says, hey, Sophia. And then said, finish the job. And he went, kablooey. Nothing happened. G rule number 21. Only G grants wish can do that wish. He goes, alright, I forgot. He goes, unmake that birthday cake, rogue Genie. Okay. Alrighty, boom. And then he said, Kazeem puts out his lamp him. And puts it like a gun towards the bell and it just disappears. That's how we're doing Genie Patrol. So he says, all rogue genies are balled up. There's like a huge line of lamps. This happens often, I guess. So then, he says that, he gives him a mandatory day off and says, Kazeem, can you join us in the market? Sure, he says, you go, kid, I gotta take this rogue genie back to HQ and book him. He said, Genie Patrol's work is never done. So, even though, Omar said, wasn't this kid was a rogue genie, grind wishes willy-nilly, giving a camel wings, making giant cookies? And Sophia goes, oh, that was before. Well, just now he run his flying carpet to me. I said it was an accident. He says, sorry, I should take my reputation on the kid. If he's a mess, so am I. I don't know if that's a good idea. And Omar was like, I don't like this guy. I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, he's serious. Maybe he's just serious, and I don't know. There's a difference between being serious and being a jerk. This is being a jerk. Omar needs to work on his people skills and probably needs therapy. Confirmed. Anyways, like I said, he hasn't commit a crime yet. I mean, there's time for him to not do it. Sofia hasn't committed crimes. Near has, because no one commits a crime yet. We're 5 minutes in this video, 5.5 minutes. Yeah, it's still time. They have an 18-minute episode, so we can keep going. But they says, "Oh, I wish all these cows would move." And they got wings. And King B crashed into a tail plant on. Then he goes, "I don't know." And he goes, "If I may," he said, "Genie magic." He says, "I think you should confine him to his land." He goes, "No." He goes, "Stop. There's a logical explanation for this. You're not back to playing tricks on my boy." He says, "Oh no, it's not like that anymore." He goes, phew. He goes, "A bunch of pearl smoke came out. That is funny." And to see, he's laughing. It's all a big joke. Does Omar ever laugh? I don't think Omar is a very happy guy. I mean, I would say unhappy genie, but he's not a genie. He's a wizard. If I was a genie for a minute, but he's not a genie. He's a wizard. Now, that'd be some kind of crazy plot twist, but Omar thinks genies are silly, so he's not a genie. And if he does cast a spell, it's not breaking any rules, because he's not a genie. He's a wizard. They don't have the same guidelines, I don't think, of that. I'm sure genies have a lot more rules than wizards, because wizards are strong, don't get me wrong, but genies are the most powerful being in the universe, and that's why they have to be confined to lamps and have all these rules. I've never heard wizards bringing back people from the dead or killing anyone or making someone fall in love. I've never heard of a wizard doing that. I'm sure they can kill someone. Shriki's not a wizard, so I'm not counting Shriki in that. Because I know she can kill someone. I don't know about falling in love. Well, no, because I think that's not a love spell. No, I've never known them to do it. I mean, I'm sure they can, but I've never known. Bring back someone from the dead? No. And it's like Robin Williams used to say, it's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it. Why would you like doing that? Why would someone wish for that? I don't know what. I mean, yeah, killing someone. I mean, if you're really angry at that current point in time, probably. Love, yeah. Bringing someone back from the dead. As a zombie? No, not as a zombie. I think that has consequences too. No, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, I wish for my dad to come back, but not as a zombie, so no. I don't know. There's consequences with that wish. The way Robin Williams is explaining that, yeah. But then he says, "Come on, I have a change of clothes in my coach." He said, "I'll be just a moment, Sofia." So I said, "Thanks for seeing by me." He said, "Thanks, but why don't you? Someone grant that wish, but who?" Said, "I don't know, but we know someone who can solve any genie mystery." Then he goes, talking to Ali Bobo, told him he's gonna stay in his lamp, and they try to get out of the cage. Chill. Said, "Until you learn your lamp, until you learn the rules, or so your lamp." Ali Bobo isn't like rules. Ali Bobo would try to escape. That's what they all say. So I guess they have like some kind of like cells, like cages for the genies. Honestly, they're in their lamp. So it's kind of like a house arrest deal. I guess, kind of like a house arrest deal. Kind of. That's what I'm saying. But then, you're telling, certain they have something and you tell them, so give them the rundown. So he gets out going around, he's saying that, so I laugh, I should have got wings, which way we go, and he said that everything they did, but I didn't. That's fast. It's because I know he didn't. So it's okay to me to him the charm. Instead of private charms and magic charms. So he's dusting sand for fingerprints. So he dusts sand for fingerprints. So we do everything in Genie Patrol with style. There's 100 magic makers in this kingdom, and each one tells a story. But even says my name is Detective Fizz. It has detective clothes on, goes Private Eye. So they're dusting him. He said that every magic maker in that kingdom tells a story. He said, so that will tell us who cast it, He said, close, Sophia. Tell us what kind of magic maker cast it. It may not even be a genie. And Sophia said, that could be a wizard or a witch or a fairy or a sorcerer. True. And then, bing, bingo, it was a genie. That's not good. I mean, I'm not saying it was Kazeem. Being a genie doesn't mean it. I mean, all other road genies are balled up, but it doesn't prove it. It doesn't. So then, he says, next, interrogate the witnesses. And then he goes, man, where are you? I stay right here. I get this lamp, and they, so you got no alibi, huh? And she goes, no, but I got headscarves and turbans. How about the fez? I'll ask questions here. Ooh, you got that in red? Red. So Sophia is saying, excuse me, Mr. Campbell, you talking to me? Did you say anything weird? You mean before I got wings and a med girl who understands camel? Yeah, right before that. You can't tell her she doesn't. She's got amulet, but she goes, can you tell me who cast spell on you? No, but I did see where the magic flash came from. Over there. And said this. And said, so, do you want the turbans, heads, kind of fez? Just the fez, ma'am. Just the fez. Start with this. Here's what's up. Here's a short version. And then he goes into this small, has this squeaky voice. Sophia said, this monster missing Genie. Now you know it wasn't me. This is grandfather who's missing Trigger from there. Oh, Kazeem. And said, I didn't do it. You're a pickle, kid. I don't mean the kind you put on a sandwich. So they're at the market, and he goes, that's really tasty. I wish you could sample all the fruits and vegetables here at the market. He goes, 2 outfits in one day, how humiliating. He says, if I may. Oh, I hate this guy. He says, more genie mischief. He said, I think you should be confined to his lamp right away. He says, please no. Sire, think of your wardrobe. He said, I'm sorry, Kazeem. But only a genie has so many from outfits. Is it defective is? Is it 1G quartile can ride up? I know. Okay, not Arabia for any means, but I know in some places the nobility used to wear those wigs that I don't like, that they make people look in their 50s or 60s or 70s. It's not supposed to look that way. I don't know why people thought that was the style. It just looks terrible and worse on King of Thieves. And he's such a judge here, yeah. He goes, the case of Kingdom versus Kazeem will come into order. Kazeem, what's going on? Carol said, you're on trial, Kazeem. This is, Omar is going to show him why he thinks you're guilty. And there's Omar like, with this meme like. And the king will see, if he agrees. So, he goes, I calls my first witness to stand, Detective Fizz. He says, I got your back, kid. He's dressed up in this suit, admiral, captain hat. I don't know what that style is. So then, he says, I got your back, kid. After he gets back his detective clothes. And he says, so I understand you've been investigating, what happens. Yeah. Then said, what'd you do? That's the exam right over here, Prince. It wasn't Kazeem. It was a genie. He says, and then, he said, did you find anything? Just drink it where the camel spells cast. And they belonged to Kazeem? It was, but... And why wasn't Kazeem the only art genie where, all the fruits that were on King Khabib? He said, and I thought you saw our genies were balled up. What fast point to? Well, he says, you must tell the truth, detective. Because he said, do you saw the truth? I do. Okay, I've never, ever heard him say it like that. It's, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth will help you, God. And you usually put your hand on a Bible and do it, but I've seen it like this in Miracle on 34th Street, so I guess that I myself think you should put your hand on a Bible. A lot of people, I'm not saying everybody, but more people I think are less likely to lie to God than they would anyone else. I would never lie to God myself. I don't know about anybody else. I currently wouldn't do it myself. I don't think Charles this way, but I mean, okay, we're going to do it this way. I don't think this trial is 100% legally accurate, to be honest. Because there's a lot more evidence you need to convict someone, not just, oh, yeah, let's say there was a murder in Walmart when there's like 100 people in there. Does that mean I'm guilty since I'm one of the people standing around where someone was shot by a person? This is not even... Oh, yeah, sure, what'd you find there? Oh, well, we found a crown. Was it Jordy's? Yeah, in my house. We could have found Prince Sophia's tiara on the ground. It doesn't mean she cast a spell. Rogue genies are bottled up as far as you're concerned. The facts point to Kazeem. Does it mean it's Kazeem? No. That does not mean anything yet. Now, if they dusted, like, let's say Kazeem had a gun and dusted that for prints that has fingers, that's more likely if it doesn't belong to Kazeem. Everything is more likely here, but this isn't the situation here, but still, I don't think this is accurate. I mean, if you want accurate thing, what's G rule number 21? The G who cast spell can undo that wish. Why don't we see if Kazeem can undo the wish? This trial is honestly the biggest amount of bull that I've ever seen, and I don't agree with it. I don't. So, finally, Sofia said, "Can I send in your honor? You may proceed, Princess Sofia." So I know Kazeem, he's a good G. Puts a little halo on him. Not like in Twilight when he does that. No, he literally used a spell, put a little halo on him. And she's a good genie. And saying, Kazeem, just say you're sorry. What? And me won't put you in your lamp. Yes, I object. I don't think you should object that, but honestly, on what grounds? On grounds I thought you were my friend. So he says, I've heard enough. Sergeant Thieves? He says, Sergeant Arms? I guess that's play on words of Master Arms, like on the Titanic. And it says, I'm sorry, kid. Like, yeah, lamp me, I know. And because I'm sorry. Sure you are. Some partner you turned out to be. So he says, so I call Detective Fizz back to his stand. Huh? Why? Just a little unorthodox, but okay. Detective, didn't you say if Kazeem's a mess, so am I? I think Sergeant Fizz should also be confined to lamp and G Patrol disbanded. There's only one person that worked for the Genie Patrol. Kazeem is not on the patrol right now, and neither is Sofia, so I don't know what you mean by disbanded. There's nothing to disband. There's one person. Close up Genie Patrol and return your lamp by sundown would be the proper thing. Is Sofia's objection. No, you did state your reputation, Kazeem. Sergeant Fizz, pack up Genie Patrol, head down, return by sundown, return your lamp. So I said, well, what we do, Detective Fizz? It's not detective anymore, Sofia. Anyway, she first, ma'am, they goes, so yeah, remember what Genie, do we had that little fez instead of the big turban? You got just an old fez now. So she told her dad that she thinks she made a Kazeem, mistake at trial because she still thinks Kazeem's innocent. Did you look everywhere? We investigate every point where the cattle got wings. But we haven't investigated all the fruit fell on King Khabib. So they go there and she tells Disney, says, you see this? I was going to make Kazeem a junior, senior patrolman, but anyway, are you crying? G Patrol doesn't cry. I'm not G Patrolman anymore. So Fizz, you and I both know deep down Kazeem is innocent. You were at the trial's open and shut case. We have to give you one more chance. And they says, Genie Patrol man has very tough views with all these G's, and there's okay, this is the thumbnail. It's Kazeem in some kind of inmate uniform. All the other genies don't have that. I don't know why. They says, we stick to facts only. We just follow the clues. And she rolls up the scroll that has that picture of Kazeem and goes, but what if the truth is not clear at first glance? And they says, I've caught lots of genies who won't with you on the lamp trailer. Whoa, talk about Jailhouse Rock. Or is this pop? I don't know. They're all dancing. Is this kids just like they were in his Lampine mistake? So finally he says, I hear what you're saying, Princess, but how can we start a whole new investigation? It's just how else and turns down and says, with style. I guess what you're saying is stuff in my stance. I like to believe in my gut and give the kid one more chance. So they find Omar, and he's Omar Sesame. So she asks, what's rule number 21 again? So they then said the only G grants wish can do wish, but how does Omar do if he's a genie, if he's a wizard? And they find him, and he takes off his big cloak, and they can see he's a genie. That's what I said before. And he goes, what is that? Do I have rats, or is my time affected by genies? Who are you calling a genie? You're a genie too, genie. So he tells him that when he was in school, he was surrounded by genies, and King Kabi would never take a genie seriously. So he pretended to be a royal wizard. He says, and then he said that Kazeem was, a menace, and made it look like Kazeem did all that. He said, you just try to keep the genie patrol from catching the sneaky genie of all you. Great work, detective. You've earned a vacation in my lamp. Most villains would... So he's clarifying that he knows he's a villain. That's good. He might be, I'm not a villain. Some people say that, so at least he knows. He says, most villains laugh triumphantly at this moment, but that would be silly. Now to fix those counts before he causes even more trouble. So Sofia rubs the lamp and gets Kazeem out. Oh god, that's breaking someone out of prison. That's not legal. Sofia is not currently part of Genie Patrol. She does not have the authority to do that. If she had the Genie Patrol uniform on and stuff, yeah. So she said, can you leave me, Kazeem? And he goes there and says, it's too late. Forgive me, Kazeem. It's too late, Sofia. Friends first stick by each other. I agree. So said that she's not innocent, that he's innocent, and it's Omar. And we need the Genie Patrol and get Sofia the Genie Patrol uniform. So come on, partner. He goes, Sofia, why is Kazeem free? Said, I have no time to play. Can you please take King of Beach found got mom's shawl? Because he got a green shawl for Randa. That's it. I think it's important. Fine. Please keep in mind what I just said about a green shawl, because it's important later on in the video. At the very end. The last WTF moment is. So there, he says, staying still, not lighting my wings. And it says, Genie Patrol, stop. Hey, I thought I'd get rid of you. And it fell off the camera. He said, chasing towards the doll shop. And then he says, the king will never believe you. It says, and Sofia says, exactly. Your plan was too silly for anyone to believe. Silly? He goes, my plan was brilliant to make it look like that Kazeem was doing all that. He said, it's quite brilliant, I'd say. And then KB said, that's why I'd say you're going to run for a long, long time. They says, you'll never catch me. And Kazeem catches me. Goes, ah. And then, they put him in his lamp. And then they get started fizz out. Sofia rubbed the lamp. He didn't cast spell. He just pushed him in there. It says, run me out of the hoosh cow. What? You set me free. And it was Kazeem too. I can't hear daddy from it. May for a little. Can you forgive me? Okay, Sarge. He said, got this little badge. He goes, that's my junior, senior, junior patrolman. So then, that's pretty much it for us of Here's 32 Moments, except the last one. He says, oh, King Khabib, King Roll, look at this blue shawl. Okay, let's see. Look at this blue shawl, and this page says, green. It's green. He said green the whole movie. It's the only time he said blue. Maybe King Roland's voice actor got sick and said, I can't do the last part. Get someone else to do it. And maybe it's a different voice actor. And maybe he's colorblind like me and thought the shawl was blue. I mean, I see it green, but okay. Anyways, that's the most of the first few moments. This is your Treasure Bloom Show. Don't forget to subscribe to make sure you're trying to play out his moments. But until next time, I'm Drew Morrison. We don't talk about Bruno. No. We don't talk about Bruno. Bye. I'll see you next video. And just let y'all know, going to karaoke. When the video goes out, I will be currently at karaoke. Bye.